Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F-words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/zip to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip.
Electricast.
I was never really a runner. The way I see running is a gift, especially when you have stage 4 cancer. I'm Anne. I'm running the Boston Marathon, presented by Bank of America. I run for Dana-Farber Cancer Institute to give people like me a chance to thrive in life, even with cancer.
Join Bank of America in helping Anne's cause. Give if you can at BofA.com/supportAnne. What would you like the power to do? References to charitable organizations is not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation. Copyright 2025.
McDonald's meets the Minecraft universe with one of 6 collectibles and your choice of a Big Mac or 10-piece McNuggets with spicy Nether Flame sauce. Now available with a Minecraft movie meal.
At participating McDonald's for a limited time, a Minecraft movie only in theaters.
On this bonus episode of MTP, you'll hear some of our extra conversations from the Boston Herald's Karen Guregian that got left on the cutting room floor from episode 78. We'll talk the importance of joint practices, Tom Brady and the Patriots' current relationship, and some suggested surprises the Patriots might bring out when Tom Brady comes back to Gillette Stadium in Week 4.
Is that third game of the preseason against the Giants? Because it is the third, so it's like, where do you go? But yeah, why not give Cam the opportunity until he? I mean, because does Brian Hoyer need to play in the preseason?
He absolutely doesn't. But the thing you have to factor in too, though, is these joint practices, because a lot of the times, not a lot, but some of the times, you'd see Brady in these joint practices and light up light them up or whatever, and then you wouldn't see him in the game. That's because he was getting quality time and quality reps against the opposition. And I was talking to somebody today that said it's even more competitive in a joint practice because, teams don't want to be embarrassed when you're in that kind of setting. So it's really more competitive almost. So that's why I think Bill likes the joint practices. He can get more information in that kind of a setting because, again, the intensity is just seems to be even higher than a preseason game.
Also, my final question on MTP After Dark with Karen Guregian is gun to head. Does Bob Kraft and New England Patriots do something special to commemorate Tom Brady returning to Gillette Stadium in Week 4?
At one time, I would say absolutely no question about it. But Brady has been tweaking them. God, did you see how great this ring is? And holy, it's the best ring I've ever had. Like the others were crap. I mean,
he's a lot of fun when he's not a Patriot.
He also didn't go to Kraft's birthday party. That's why I asked this question.
Right. So I don't know if people will be that petty, but maybe.
I think if Bill wasn't the head coach, Mike, I think if Bill wasn't the head coach anymore, I think they would in a heartbeat. But I think because he is, I think it's going to be business as usual. Welcome him in.
The day before, they'd have a duck coat parade.
Right. Like he's Ray Bork in 2001. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, go win a championship in Colorado and we'll give you a parade.
I don't know. It's going to be that whole day, but I'm sure they'll play nice. I don't know.
This is much better than my ring of only 500 diamonds on it.
It opens, dude. It literally opens. But it's a pretty wild ring. I'll give him that.
But again, he just seems to be like rubbing salt in the wound every chance he gets.
Of course he does.
So you know,
It's the first time being free in like 20 years.
Something, yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
The grass is greener on the other side.
Just paid millions of dollars to play a game. First time he's free. They complemented each other well. I think there's now more intrigue into Belichick's success this year. We saw what Brady did. Perfect situation. Great. Now let's see what Bill can do.
I agree. And again, I'm not somebody in the camp who's going to say it's all Brady. It wasn't. It was a combination of Brady, Belichick, and the personnel around them. You don't win the Super Bowl against the Rams without the defense.
Right.
You don't win, you don't win Seattle if Malcolm Butler doesn't make the play. It's not all Brady. He's a big, huge part of it. But again, game plans that Belichick came up with are a big part of it. He's the guy who put all the personnel together, even though you want to rip him for his recent drafts. He put the teams together around Brady. So, yes, Brady gets the lion's share. There's no question about that. But these people who just want to dismiss Belichick and dismiss everybody else.
You know what's going to bother me the most, and as a fan, is when I pull into the parking lot in week 4 for a Sunday night game, everybody's been getting lubed up all day, and the amount of pewter number 12 jerseys with Brady on the back that I'm going to see being worn by Patriots fans is going to be, now granted, I did at one time where I was like 13 years old. I did wear a Peyton Manning jersey to Foxborough Stadium. I love Peyton Manning. That's just the way I am. But I know so many people that went off and bought a Tampa Bay Brady jersey. And
I'm just glad they're not weird.
Yeah, right. As long as it's the pewter one that actually looks good, yeah, then that's fine, right? I guess there's a little
It's the same thing for people that, the same comparison would be like if you bought a Ray Bork Avalanche jersey, right? So that's what, I would hearken that to, okay, so I lied. My actual last question on MTB after that is this. You said that people say it's all Brady. I promise I won't take up more of your time. What would it take? Like, what does Brady have to do? What if he wins again this year? Then do people say maybe it was mostly?
They're saying it now. There's so much commentary, even from players who have come out and said it, or switched gears when Brady won in Tampa. But I just think it's being a little short-sighted. Even if he wins another one and another one and another one.
Oh my!
I'm not saying he's not responsible. He's definitely gets the lion's share. But it's stupid to dismiss Belichick, and it's stupid to dismiss the casts around Brady.
And you got to look at it somewhat from Brady, and I understand some of his frustration, but when you're able to go to Tampa and basically LeBron the roster and get the chance, not that he didn't play well enough to win the Super Bowl, but he went and basically handpicked his roster on both sides of the ball. And that's fine. That's the way sports are now, so I'm not going to discount it. But it definitely helped. And I think for a long time, Belichick did play that game of, hey, this is the supporting cast. This is what we're going to put out there. And we're going to try and win it that way.
What happens if you don't have Adam Vinatieri first couple of years? Or in no game? How big is the legend? Does the same course of events happen if they don't have Adam Vinatieri?
I think Bledsoe could have still been the starter the next year. That would have changed a lot. But I think Bill loved Tom. It is a great what if. But Karen, again, thank you so much. This was so much fun. I could
part two after hours.
Yeah, part 2. What else you got for us?
The treatment.
Did you ever? Okay. I'm such a liar. I'm such a liar. Justin, why didn't they move up 3 picks for Justin Fields, Karen? Why?
That's done me too.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Because I'm the one who was on the record saying they would get it. It made more sense to get a quarterback more in the image of Cam Newton. They did just the opposite.
Yeah.
So again, that one baffled me. I like Justin Fields a lot.
Same. He's so good.
But here's the thing. I almost think Bill was a little, I mean, they drafted Mac Jones, and in the war room, it was like a morgue. Like, I don't know if you saw that.
I did. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
You know, all these other rooms, you know, they draft someone. You know, it was like, you know, they're having a circus in the Patriots room.
Yeah. Just Bill going, yeah, you go with this? You go with this pick? You go with it?
Okay, all right. Oh, I guess we'll take them.
Professionalism always from the one.
I guess.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So, again, it's just kind of odd, even though, again, Mac Jones is the perfect fit for the Tom Brady offense. That's what they were keeping. But let's also talk about, I think, the fact that bringing Jimmy Garoppolo here did not work out. Also bummed out Belichick.
Was he okay? You're making such a lot out of me. Was he responsible for all those things that we've heard about San Francisco wanting Mac Jones? That felt like a Patriot plant story, because they were never going to draft Mac Jones third overall, right? That felt like it was something like Bill saying, "Oh, I've heard that San Francisco really wants Mac."
Surprising who they took. I mean, I would have taken Justin Fields there.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, now they're saying Trey Lance is doing very well. He can't.
Right. And again, it's not that I don't like Trey Lance, but again, in terms of development, how many years did Justin Fields, you know, how many games did he do? Lance didn't win any games for 2020.
Yep.
So again, it's just, some things are a little baffling to me. But the other part of the equation that's also baffling to me is, again, we build up this thing that Bill loves Jimmy G, and, you know, that was his, you know, he hated trading him away. Well, guess what? He could have had him, I think, because there were talks before the draft to see if they could make it work. And Bill was nickel and diming him.
Were those real talks?
I think they were. I think they had discussions, just feeling out discussions. And I think San Francisco gave him permission, and smartly, actually, I think it was smart that Garoppolo didn't want to like play for chump change like Cam. Didn't want to restructure. He's making all this money. What is he going to come to New England and basically be the good soldier that Brady was? And, you know, keep settling for less money and less money and less money and less money.
That's where I go to the human element with it with Jimmy G. And it's like, all right, was I just a pawn in the love triangle of Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, and Robert Kraft? Yeah. You know, was I just a pawn in that? Like, I was the next guy, but I wasn't really, but I was the, you know, so it's like, to me, I probably would have done the same thing too. Cause it's like, yeah, I'm going to make this money. I'm going to be a backup, and that's the money I'm going to make. Cool.
Yeah. But again, if Jimmy G was really the Bill Belichick's love child and object of his affection, and the quarterback that he so wanted, and the quarterback who was going to, you know, prove him right, why is he nickel and diming him? Again,
could Josh have been a part of that? McDaniels?
Maybe.
One way or the other?
Maybe, but again, who makes the decisions?
No, absolutely. At the end of the day, Bill decides what goes on the cutting room floor. He decides what goes up on the big screen. I get that. It just, you know, maybe if Mac Jones is as much of McDaniels' guy as he says he is, maybe Bill said, all right, fine, let's do that. And it's cheaper.
There's also no way that he would have paid more to get Jimmy G than for what he gave up. Right. So I don't think he could have done that. He was never going to offer a second or a first for him.
But I think the tie up was the contract.
Yeah.
Bill didn't want to inherit the contract that San Francisco gave him. So he was looking to restructure and renegotiate that contract. But essentially, Jimmy G, you know, would be taking less to be traded.
It is very apparent, though, that Kyle Shanahan would put him on a one-way ticket boat to Alcatraz if he could.
True.
Yeah, it blows me away the things.
Plus, after every quarterback not named Jimmy Garoppolo, basically.
Yeah, you're right. That's how he was his whole career. I mean, that's how he was in Washington when he was the offensive coordinator under his dad too. He wanted, or was he there under his dad, or was that in Denver? Either way, when he was in Washington as the OC, he loved every quarterback there, and they weren't great.
Yeah.
Neither is Jimmy. Jimmy's not great. I don't want him, but I love Jimmy G. I would love to have him back. I've just accepted now that it's the Cam Newton and Mac Jones show.
Yeah. Well, let's not forget, I think Belichick also wants to prove that he doesn't need a quarterback to win. He can win with any stiff.
He won 11-5 with Matt Castle. I mean, that's what everyone else says, but people forget they went 18-1 the year before. So there still was that 7-win drop off there.
True. So, so that's why I think he's enamored with Cam Newton too, or a Cam Newton who's a shell of his 2015 self.
Yep.
So again, it's Belichick secretly wants to prove he can win with any stiff.
In a perfect world, I feel like he wanted Cam to be for the Patriots what Steve McNair was for the Ravens for that 1 year, catch lightning in the bottle, and then it just, I think last year wasn't all Cam's fault. Like we forget that the number of talent, and I think if he plays exactly the same as he did last year, this year, there's no Mac Jones. That's a 10-win team. It just is. I don't know if that's enough to get to the playoffs though.
Probably not. 10-7, probably this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so interesting watching the quarterbacks and watching Bill with what he's trying to put together. And you mentioned him wanting to try and win with a stiff, and Mike brings up the Matt Castle season 11-5. The only reason they made that was because they lost the tiebreaker with the Dolphins. And, that, and some would say that maybe he did win a Super Bowl with a stiff and Tom Brady in 2001, some rookie kid that just stepped in.
Yeah. He might do the same with Mac Jones. I think Jones has done enough to kind of whet Belichick's appetite a little bit. I think he's a little excited by Mac Jones, might be a little bit strong, but I think from what Mac Jones shows day in and day out, I think Belichick actually is on the side of now there could be something there. Yeah.
But
we still haven't crossed these hurdles of him actually playing against I don't want to say a real defense, but an opposing defense. It's having him really get hit and, by a defender. Because he's 6'3", but he's kind of slight to me.
Yep.
Next to Cam Newton, he's like a midget.
Yeah, he does not look 6'3".
I mean, he looks like a little guy. I mean, a little boy, but he can play, he can play. And again, because they keep throwing more stuff at him and he just keeps acing it. They're just going to keep going with that until he finally hits a wall, and we'll see if he.
And that was the joke, right? When he was drafted, was the old NFL Play 60 commercial with Cam Newton, where the kid's warming up his arm. That's been the joke. That's now Mac Jones. But what's interesting too with the Cam thing is we talked about Bill's got to love Cam, and here's the reason why. Because normally when there's guys that he thinks are over the hill or getting close to being over the hill, he doesn't bring them back, especially on defense. Asante Samuel, Ty Law, Lawyer Malloy, which he was wrong about Lawyer Malloy, we all know. But, a lot of times that's what he does. So why keep Cam Newton around if you don't think he can do it? So clearly he thinks that Cam Newton can manage, even if it's just manage the offense, which Cam Newton is not a game manager, but he thinks he can get to that point with Cam Newton, clearly.
I think he thinks he can manage a run-first offense, being a little more specific. He can manage an offense with a great offensive line, a lot of running backs, and 2 tight ends as outlets. Basically, that's what you got.
Sounds like a Carolina offense to me. Right. So it sounds like, there was all those rumors during the offseason that he could end up in Washington, and all the rumors that they were apparently ready to pay him $25 million, which I think is outrageous. But, going back to play under Riverboat Ron, that was the rumor in the offseason. But I don't know. At this point, I'm glad he's here to at least be in front of or behind Mac Jones in some way.
trust me, he's not going to be bouncing balls like he was last year. I mean, if he does, I'd be surprised because that's not. He overthrows guys in practice as opposed to what he was doing last, which was bouncing balls to players. So whatever that was, it hasn't been apparent in training camp. And he's made some really good long ball throws and some really good on the money. You know how he couldn't hit a receiver 2 feet in front of him? I mean, he couldn't hit James White to save his life. And that's a crime right there. He's been much better in all those facets. I got to tell you what I see.
You don't have to. It's all what you're allowed to. But you're right. Like, as long as he's overthrowing guys on the sideline last year, he would throw at guys' feet on the sideline. And we were so accustomed to, and we've seen it so much in the NFL, that if you're gonna miss a guy on the sideline, overthrow it. And that's what I've seen more from Cam. From what I've seen, I haven't been down to practice.
So that's it. So he was doing that for either one or two reasons. One, his arm is really shot. Or two, he wasn't sure where to go because he didn't know the offense. He wasn't sure if he was throwing into the right spot, so he was hesitant. I mean, I think all of those things come into play.
And they still went 7-9, and he still rushed for 12 touchdowns.
Yes. Yeah, I think they really liked the rush for 12 touchdowns part.
He was throwing to nobody. I mean, Jacoby Myers was an emerging wide receiver because he was the only option.
Right. But he was their best red zone threat, Cam. Well, now he has some help.
I think now, like, to that point, though, right? He was their only red zone threat. Now he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the fact he scored 12 is actually says something,
He still accounted for 20 Patriots touchdowns in the 7-9 season when he's still some time. And if he can be half as good, 75% as good in games this year as he was in that Seattle game last year, yeah, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
Hey, is it safe to say Julian Edelman's not coming back?
I don't know. Thanksgiving, that's the deadline, right?
I had to throw it in there just because it was kind of funny after we talked.
If he comes back, he'll look like a complete fool.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And does he want to risk that to his reputation?
No.
Because he's beloved in New England right now. And if he comes back and plays for any team but New England,
Tampa.
If he does that, he will be hated. And I don't think he wants that.
So did they ask him to come back and be the honorary captain in week 4? Would he do that to Tommy? Would he do that to Daddy down in Tampa?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, it is the After Dark show, isn't it?
Yeah, that might be my best question of the night.
he'll be there, and a billion other people will be there as well. So
That's the game where they show Bon Jovi on the big screen and we all sing along to Living on a Prayer.
go.
Thank you, Karen. We kept you way too long, but thank you so much.
I mean, you could use like After Dark Part 1 and 2 for shows down the road.
We might. We might.
Hi, I'm Sherilyn Fenn from Twin Peaks. What did you do on your last Saturday night?
Did you hear something?
Toilet paper.
There's none. Nada. The reserves have gone dry. People are hoarding it. I should have done that.
They're all out of hand sanitizer at my Target.
Mark, when did you last watch the news?
We are getting reports of forced quarantines in China, Japan, and now Italy.
You're cutting onions in half and putting them around your apartment.
Yes, exactly. It kills the COVID.
Excuse me?
Let's go. Let's go. Get in.
Vamos, rápido!
Have you ever driven one of these?
Never.
I'll drive, ladies.
I've got the keys.
Excuse me, I'm lost. I'm looking for my wife. I got turned around.
Join me, Eric Roberts, Jennifer Elise Cox, and Ed Asner for The Last Saturday Night, an Electricast podcast. You'll love it. Electricast. Electricast.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F-words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/zip to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip.